Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and I continue with Dishonored Blind. Now, I've just robbed the doctor's place, and also among some of the things that I've robbed from it is like a handful of plague rat viscera, which I was supposed to put... Can I even survive going down from here? I was supposed to put it into the counterfeit elixir that the local gang is making and then selling to poor people, but obviously I'm not going to do that because that's quite a monstrous thing to do in actuality. I am kind of curious about this bone charm. Like, it's seemingly inside this building, but the way I understood it... Oh, wait. I'm just stupid. I've always just looked at the ground level and was like, oh, this is blocked. And there is a whole open space where I can climb up. Okay, I'm a bit of an idiot. I have to admit that. Geological survey of the Pandician West. Bone charm. Rat scent. What does it do? Rats only attack you when you walk closer. I'll stay with what I have currently. Bone charms. Bone charms, a sailor's blessing, they say. The carving itself is a practice from long back, passed from father to son, old men sold to Greenhorn, still getting his sea legs beneath him. In the old times, men cut the tusks of ice seals into the arm-long fangs of... cut into the tusks of ice seals and into the long-arm fangs of bears that roamed the isles north of Tivia. Once the whale trade began, the practitioners went to engraving the bones of those great beasts, rendering charms that sing in the night, and grant some small boon to a man's vigor or defense against pregnancy. Okay, so that at the very least solves this issue. Now, I am a little bit tempted to go, even though I'm not going to do, what's her name? Granny Rag's quest. I'm a bit tempted to try and sneak into her like back room anyway, because it has this strange glowing light, which I do find to be kind of suspicious and therefore potentially interesting. Is she?
Granny has work to do. Off you go. Oh no, that's not a nice thing. Just garbage. Garbage, 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 garbage. All of it.
Is it one of those outsider shrines?
Out. I wish you'd do something for me once.
Can I just take it, is a question. I'll risk it.
Be careful, Corvo. They call her Granny Rags. You wouldn't recognize her real name, or even the name of her family, but an emperor begged for her hand once, and rich young men fought each other for her favor. I watched her consider them all, measure their worth, and find them wanting. Then, she made a different choice. You're on your way to face the High Overseer, the leader of a great cult dedicated to loathing me. What will you do, I wonder?
Granny has work to do.
Okay, so she doesn't seem to mind that much that I took it. And I guess it was a shrine to the outsider. Now, when Satan himself warns you about a person, you probably should take heed. I will take another level of dark vision. It's very useful. Although I have to say, it's very useful, but it also feels a little bit like a cop-out. Like, it's such a... Yeah, this also gives me like valuable items. It's just such a useful thing that I cannot think of a good enough reason outside of some kind of a self-imposed challenge not to keep using that. Which...
Attention, Dunwall citizens. John Clavering Boulevard has been designated a restricted travel area. Any citizens are liable to search or imprisonment at the discretion of the City Watch.
I just don't know why wouldn't I use it if it's so useful, but it defeats a little bit, to my mind, the whole purpose of a stealth game if I can just see through walls. Like, I'm a bit meh about it. Like, I will use it because, again, I just can't think of a reason why would I not use it unless I wanted to purposefully make things harder for myself, which I don't, because to be honest I suck far too much to do that. So what? There's a health elixir in the crapper. I guess this is a symbol for a gang dead drop, I think. Okay, this goes behind the other wall of light, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it barely even costs any mana, so there's literally no reason not to keep using them.
Huh?
What? Why didn't that work? I was pretty perfectly positioned to take him out. Okay, there's another guard over here. Oh. There's quite a few guards around here, all things considered, so I'm glad that they didn't see me, even though it's not at all, you know, because I was so good at the whole stealth thing. On the contrary, actually. Where's the other guy? I'm pretty sure I dropped another body down here. What happened with him? There's a rune just laying there. Corporal Meadows, we found this strange rune on the woman who used to sell pastries on the street. Not sure how she died, but since the thing looks superstitious, we set it aside for the overseers. After your shift is over, take it to them for disposal or whatever they do with them. Don't forget. Okay, so there's one guy on this side, which I think he just looks out. The problem is the other guy, because the other guy is facing this guy directly. I think they're like talking or... So I can't exactly take down this guy without alerting the other guy. At least...
Well, is it on?
What's it look like?
Blow off, Haber.
Go on. Toss the damn rat already. Never gets old.
So that's the rat burning that they mentioned in one of the notes. Is something that the guards like to do. I'm a bit confused because I'm pretty sure one of the bodies, they just keep disappearing. What happens with them? Like, if they were like waking up, this guy would have woken up as well. The bodies just keep disappearing off the face of the earth. I'm a bit confused about that.
No, stupid god.
Are you a dead counter? Brave men needed for crisis management. You must have skill in numbers and a vigorous constitution. 10 coins per day, the satisfaction of service to Dunwall. Contact the tax assessor's office if you qualify. Okay, do I want to rewire this? Not quite, because if I do rewire it, it's going to burn others that approach it, whereas I just wanted to stop burning me.
That's just ridiculous. Stupid rats. Plague. Elixir. Bunch of crap.
Huh?
I don't think he will cross, and I don't think he even can. The wall would literally burn him to a crisp. I'll leave him be. Oh.
Spin up the alarm.
Well, I guess he
Someone help
can.
me out. Dump you in the river. Just die.
Okay, lucky for me, nobody really heard that. So how... I guess it's calibrated... Yeah, I'm dumb. Like, I must be really tired. Yeah, obviously it's calibrated to exclude them, because otherwise the rewire option would be wholly nonsensical. Okay, there's nothing... I don't really want to backtrack just to disable it, because when I'm running away after dealing with Campbell, I can just go through here. City of Dunwall, Holger Square. Make sacrifices in this time of plague. Theft of food or elixir is punishable by death. Tampering with security devices is punishable by death.
Hello, Martin. I hear the second day is when the skin really starts to come all the way off. Is that true? Or is it the itching that really gets you? Or the rats?
Jasper, isn't it? It's not so bad in here. Except I miss your wife.
Huh. You don't scare easy, I'll give you that. But that'll change.
I guess they have the rebellion sympathizer like in stockades in a public place. That's not the brightest idea because that makes it a lot.
What a sight you are in that mask. I know who you are and what you're here to do. And I can help. Unlock me and I'll buy you a drink in a couple of days. By the void, I'll buy you 100 drinks.
That makes it a lot easier to free him.
I have poor circulation and I seem to have forgotten my mittens, so I'd appreciate it if you could release me or at least go gather some firewood. You never appreciate the fine masonry of Dunwall's cobblestones until you've had your face hanging over them for days on end. Nothing would make me happier than joining you and the others, especially if they've tapped some of the finer kegs still left at the pub. The lever is just to my right here, Corvo.
Outsider's eyes. These things chafe.
Free me, and I swear I'll dedicate myself to our common cause. Feels good to stand up straight. Thank you, Corvo. What you're here to do tonight is of the highest importance. We've got to find Emily, so kill Campbell and make it quick. Once it's done, search his body for the journal, his notorious black book, and get out of there. Campbell is meeting with a guard named Kernow, and word from my informant is that Campbell is going to poison him. Maybe you can use that to your advantage. All right, I won't be of any help here, so I'll make my own way back to the Hound Pits pub. If I see Samuel the boatman, I'll tell him to pick you up in the backyard, behind the office of the High Overseer. May all the spirits guide you, and may our enemy's head hit the floor without you taking a scratch.
Wanted Corvo Atano, I read that already. Yes, blink to reach higher ledges. Yeah, I could, but the question is...
I was just reading in the archive about the Heretic's brand. It sounds painful. Have you ever seen the ritual?
I've never seen the Heretic's brand used. No, it's a rare occurrence. But I did spy the face of one so branded. A former member of our order, of course. Out on a retreat, we passed through a fishing town and saw him begging.
What were his crimes?
Who can say? The brand is reserved for an overseer, or even the High Overseer himself, who violates our codes and must be cast out permanently. Remember the 7 strictures, and you never need worry about such matters.
I will, brother.
So I can run Campbell?
Did the city get any worse?
And they are going to kick him out themselves? But that is a bit stupid because, to be honest, it feels very contrived to me that they would believe it's genuine. Because obviously nobody else in their hierarchies would know about it or about the reasons for it. So, you know, it would be like just one day out of the blue, the High freaking Overseer has been branded a heretic. Like that's a little bit Suspicious, wouldn't you say? Ah, damn it, I missed my... Like, I just find it incredulous that it would stick, that they wouldn't investigate how he was suddenly branded. And obviously he would tell them it was me, which, you know, which should be pretty easy to believe. I am supposedly some kind of a master spy or... Damn it. So yeah, I think I will go for it, because I don't want to kill anyone if I don't absolutely have to, especially because the game directly told me that the more people I kill, the worse ending am I going to get. But I don't think this is particularly believable. Hiding the plague is punishable by death. I will enter the door for later. Everyone seems to be out already, so the noise isn't really that much of a problem. Authorized personnel only. Order shall prevail. Okay, does this guy ever turn? The answer is yes. Although... Colonel's visit. Wayland, Captain Colonel and his retinue will be here this evening. See that they are allowed through the checkpoint without incident. I would like him in a fair mood when I have drinks with him in the meeting chamber. Also, be prepared to defend the checkpoint from the inside should things go awry with the negotiations. Not that I expect they should, but I want your overseers prepared in case Colonel and his men live up to the City Watch's reputation. And there are many pathways through your missions. Front streets, alleys, windows, rat tunnels, rooftops and waterways. Experiment with different ways to reach your goals.
think you'll get your own squad after what happened last night?
Indeed, I believe so.
Okay, there's a sewer that goes inside. Bitterleaf crematorium and fluid works allow us to remove your departed loved one. Full incineration with no remains but ash. Retrieval from your home with gentle handling. To the backyard. To be honest, I think the sewers are the most stealthy route, right? And therefore probably the most reasonable. Inchmouth war medal. Okay, that was pretty costly. No dumping drainage. No dumping. Drainage leads to streets. To kennels. Office of the High Overseer. Yeah, to be honest, I don't really want to enter to the main courtyard. It seems like a place that would be pretty highly defended. So let me go stay in the Office of the High Overseers. No, let me explore around, I guess. Especially because I do want to find those tools for branding here.
Do not let your keen eyes wander tonight, boy. There's word of bad men about. Here's a good boy. Good boy, Justice.
I wonder, how do I neutralize dogs? Do I have to shoot them with a sleeping dart? So I don't suppose I can choke them, especially not from the behind. Their head is kind of, you know, far away from the behind.
That Beagle? And that's Ratter, isn't it? How are you, boys? You miss your poor brother.
Will they, like, bark to alert the guards? Crap.
Weeper on your tongue, haven't you? That's right. Look at those teeth. You're a righteous monster for sure. Nice.
I don't know what to do about the dog.
Get up right now. Oh, I'll find you. When I find you, it's going to be bad. How can... Okay.
Okay, that's totally not optimal. And I'm not very satisfied with this, but I'll take it. As I said, I prefer to lose resources than I do constantly reloading, because constantly reloading seems more cheap as opposed to handling a situation in a bad manner but going through with it nonetheless. Oh yes, they will bark at me. There's no more guards. Oh. I guess I spoke too soon. I guess this one is just deaf. It's of the utmost importance that you not open this cage without my approval. Voracious is ill and quite temperamental. Should his cage be opened, he might attack and endanger anyone patrolling the kennel. Houndmaster Wharton. So wait, what letter is this? F. Because this one only has bodies, which I just want to search. The 7 strictures. Except from a commonly distributed overview of the 7 strictures, surround your innermost being with these strictures and you will be safe. The 7 strictures are our core principles, taught and reinforced by overseers across the Isles. From these principles stem all manners of rules, social codes, and the belief about the cosmos. Wandering gaze, lying tongue, restless hands, roving feet, rampant hunger, wanton flesh, errant mind. All these behaviors must be restricted in order to keep one's heart free from malevolent influences. They are all inroads of the outsider. Voracious has fallen ill. I have gone to fetch some medicine for the hound, but in the meantime do not open his cage. He is prone to fits of violence and would endanger the other overseers in the building. Yeah, I won't free him then, because I don't want them to die. Okay. I don't know the code to this, so I'll keep exploring until I find something that would be the seventh stricture. Restrict the errant mind before it becomes fractious and divided. Can two enemies occupy the same body? No, the first will direct it one day and the second one way and the second another, until the body stumbles into a ditch and its neck is broken. Likewise, two contrary thoughts cannot long abide in the mind, or it will grow weak-willed and subject to any heresy. I've taken the loot we've gathered and stashed it in the incinerator room. It's under the dead hounds, so nobody will dig around to find it. Look to your strictures to figure out the door code, the lying tongue, a wandering gaze, errant mind. I trust you're devout and clever enough to figure it out. Okay, so those are numbers of the strictures. From each litter there is usually somewhere shy of 4 good pups, but we always drown the runt. Them that remain spend 3 or so months cycling their mothers before we start them up with the trading. It's simple at first, returning sticks and sitting still on command, only pissing outside and the like. By the 8th month, we've got them hunting for scented sack does, hidden in scrub forest, killing wild pigs on command, and taking a man in padded armor down by hanging onto his forearm. At the end of the first year, we graduate the ones that have learned and shoot the ones that haven't. The overseers take them after that, and we never see them again, except once. Walking down the Clovering Boulevard, an overseer passed me, preaching about the litany on the White Cliff and the evils of witchery, and sure enough, his hound started whimpering and wagging its tail. That's how I knew it was one of mine, whelped up from a pub. Okay, so let me check. Lying tongue, wandering gaze, errant mind. So 217. Okay. No! Okay, do I want to reload? I will. I will reload, because I was pretty close as it is. I didn't expect them to straight up eat him. Especially not so soon. Great. Okay, this one lives. This one lives. The dog died, which I might have killed it, I guess. Do I reload for a dog? I will. Okay, everybody lives. If only barely. I picked up a key to something. Holger's Eye. Okay, so a secret passage has opened. Campbell's secret chamber. Okay, that's pretty swell. And he has a rune, which is pretty swell as well. And like brass and stuff lying around, which I guess, yeah, my girls. Campbell, I'm not sure how my predecessor operated, but from now on, if one of my girls tries to blackmail you, you send her back to me at the Golden Cat instead of concocting some plan of your own. I've had to replace three girls in as many months, as you can imagine, the business of carnal pleasure isn't booming in this plague-stricken hellhole you call a city. Madame Prudence. The isometry of High Overseer Thaddeus Campbell. That's the portrait that Sokolov painted in the beginning of the game, right? I read that already, about the Purge. I'll take it, if it's valuable. Oh, it's very valuable, actually.
Curse those fools at Coldridge for letting Corvo get away. Who knows what the man could do now? Hiram, or the Lord Regent, as he asks us to call him now, seems to have faith in all the Sokolov security devices he's put up all over the city, but I'm not so sure. At least the girl has been moved to a safe place. Visiting her twice a week has given me ample opportunity to inspect the facilities, as they say. So there's an upside, at least.
What? What? Is that implying that he molests her? Litany of White Cliff. And I say to you, brothers, it is here that we make our stand as the righteous force against the growing darkness. It is here that we unite against the spirits of the unknown that would drag us screaming into the night, never to return to our homes, our families. Together we will serve as a rod to those who stray from the herd, from the foggy grey wastes of the outsider. We will burn a bright fire with our virtuous actions, so that others will not lose their way, and those who choose to wander beyond the walls of our homes, in far places, we will strike at them swiftly before they whisper to their neighbors, filling their hearts with strangeness and doubt. Apparently there are 3 more runes around, which is quite a lot. How many levels does Blink have? Just 2. I think I'll go for the passive agility upgrade. Can I close it again? That would be most prudent. Because otherwise, you know, it is known that I've been here. But I don't think I can close it, so...
And indeed, sailors off the shores of Pandysia tell of great winged shapes encircling far inland, if such reports are to be believed. But the outside is something else, not flesh. A constellation from first to last, incorporeal, but not without force and influence. And so, briefly and in conclusion, not a winged serpent.
Oh, come on.
Take out his leg. Take.
Is this salvageable? Possibly. It's a bit strange because I was pretty sure there's more of them here than 3. Okay, I'll explore this first. To the backyard. Okay, this goes back. Bone charm nearby, you say? Okay, there's a rune upstairs, I guess.
Once they are brought here, they never leave. The overseers always find the guild they seek. Where have the overseers gone? They wade through chest-high waters with their hounds. Somewhere near, a man has just taken his last breath. His eyes are still open. Misery. Everywhere. Such corruption. Such hypocrisy. Make me look on it no more. Not so long ago, Dunwall was a proud city. Once they are brought here, they never leave. The overseers always find the guild they seek.
Okay, so this is some kind of a whole of history because there are different overseers. High Overseer Benjamin Colger, his words drive us ever onward. Founder of the Order, wrote reform and tradition, knife driven through his eyes during the siege of Whitecliff. High Overseer John Clavering, may his light guide our path through the murk. Instrumental in the construction of the Abbey, his deft hands illuminated early copies of the 7 Strictures, consumed by fever in his bed. High Overseer Folk Barrow, his hand will ever be on our shoulders, contributed several chapters to the sayings of the Overseers, introduced the right of the watchful eye, fell down a flight of stairs. Okay. Abram Templeton, a pillar of justice standing above the clouds of iniquity, wrote the opening of the Litany of the White Cliff, taken by consumptive illness. High Overseer Francis Perry, his sacrifice will never be forgotten. First Overseer to personally encounter and combat an incarnation of the Outsider, went missing during the Folk Feast. His body was never found. Overseer John Brenton, his blade was held aloft for the everyman. Aided in the hiding of the Book of Strictures from being burned by enemy fires, ran through with a spear during the siege of Whitecliff. His urn has been broken. I wonder what kind of greater significance does that have? Okay, this is literally the entrance. Okay, so those are the descriptions of the 7 Strictures. Okay, those are the 7 Strictures again. Overseer collection box. Can I? Oh, take money. I wonder, it's a question of how much of it is used to fund the oppressive regime, and does any of it go to, like, charity? I'll leave it. It's better to err on the side of caution. Wandering gaze. Restrict a wandering gaze that looks hither and yonder over some flashing thing that easily catches a man's fancy in one moment, but brings calamity in the next. For the eyes are never tired of seeing, nor they are quick to spot an illusion. A man whose gaze is corrupted like a warped mirror that has traded beauty for ugliness and ugliness for beauty. Instead, fix your eyes to what is edifying and to what is pure, and you will be able to recognize the monuments of the Outsider. Restrict the lying tongue that is a spark in a man's mouth. It is not such a little thing. It is such a little thing, actually, and yet from one spark an entire city may be burnt to the ground. Restrict restless hands, which quickly become the workmate of the Outsider. Unfettered by honest labor, they rush to sordid gain, vain pursuits and deeds of violence. Of what value are the hands that kill and steal and destroy? Instead, put your hands to the plow, the fork, and the spade. For even the lowest labor is righteous when it squeezes the muscles as a sponge, rinsing impurities from the mind and body. Restrict rowing feet that love to trespass. They pay no heed to the boundary of stones of other men's fields. They wander into foreign lands only to return with their souls blackened by iniquity. Where have you strayed that destruction now comes behind you? Would you walk across a burning coal or a broken glass? Then why do you prowl into the homes of honest men or into the dens of hidden things? For the result is the same. You will fall into the void. Instead, rest your feet on a firm foundation, so that the winds of the outsider shriek against you, and you will stand firm and not be overthrown. Restrict rampant hunger, or the incompetents will rise up among you like a virulent swarm, devouring everything wherever they go, even filth. For what goes into a man poisons him, and if a man eats filth, then filth is what he will vomit up. And for a morsel of meat, a glutton will sell his birthright, his family, and his friends. Restrict the desires of wanton flesh. Truly, there is no quicker means by which a man's entire life can be upheaved and sifted than by depredations of uncontrolled desire. What avail is the concourse of a prostitute, the attention of a loose woman? Nothing. And what of the fruit of such unions? Only sorrow is born and misery is multiplied. Restrict an errant mind before it becomes fractious and divided. Can two enemies occupy the same body? No, the first will direct it one way and the second another, until they stumble into a ditch and break their necks. Likewise, two contrary thoughts cannot long abide in a man's mind, or he will become weak-willed and subject to any heresy. Okay, so there are oracles described here as well. But before I go and check it out, I will actually end this episode here because it has been long enough. So that's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.